And I think people can hear me. I'm pretty sure they can. Odds are they can hear me. So you guys, if you're new, hello, what's up? Hi, I'm Erica. That's my husband, Jeff. And he is going to paint an amazing portrait.
I'm going to try.
Well, he says he's going to try, but we know. We all know. Don't we all know?
I've never done one like this, like a two separate color, two different colors.
Well, that's true. Usually you do black and white with a pop of color rather than just two colors. It would make me super nervous. Everyone's coming in saying happy birthday.
Thank you.
Went down. Thank you, everybody, for the happy birthday wishes. Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you're all having an awesome Monday. Hope it wasn't too Monday-y of a Monday. You know what I mean? Oh, Bubba, you want back up? Almost every comment's just happy birthday. You want to come back up here?
My birthday, y'all. I appreciate it.
To be fair, we did not go live on your birthday.
There was a guy at the table. I said it, and he goes, "Oh my God!" To be fair,
Guy at the table.
At one of the tables at the casino. He goes, "I watched that." I'm like, no, me too, obviously.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
So I know you're in a zone, but if someone asks me a question, can I ask you, or are you doing muted?
Yeah,
Okay. You're very not a monster. So my favorite colors are on the canvas. What's up, Victoria Thornton? Digging the last name. Hey, TG. Jerry, getting ready for a big storm? That sounds no fun. I hope everything's okay. So question is, do you always do detail with pencil first, or do you do detail with airbrush?
Well, like back in the day, I used to start on a white canvas. So I would do this, the reference drawing as light as possible. Unless it's like a really dark area, it really wouldn't matter. But you couldn't really do these lines because the pencil, it would just get darker because I use a transparent color. So you had to, do it really light. With this is going to be very loose, and obviously two different colors. And these colors are going to be a lot darker than this. They're both kind of transparent, but it's going to be enough to cover up these lines. And I'm not going to mind if the lines show because it'll just give it more detail.
Ooh, I love the sketch lines that when you do portrait and you can see the pencil line still.
Yeah, I always like that as well.
Erin Lynn, how are you doing? Long time no see. How have you been? This piece looks amazing already. I wish I could draw
Well, I projected
like Jeff. He is amazing.
I use a projector, and I'm not afraid to let people know that. And nobody should ever be afraid to let people know if they use a projector. I wouldn't. I don't care. You can say what you want.
I don't think anybody in the fam would really.
Oh, I don't. It's one of those things where I've dealt with it my whole life. I'm not good at
Proportionizing.
can. Why not? Why make it look kind of off? And that's what you want it to look like. I don't care. I like it to look right. I like it to look, you know, if I had to, 100%, I would try. I've drawn a face. I've drawn portraits before without a projector.
The thing
I
is,
need to remember to use this pencil for this side. I'm like,
it's so difficult to get proportions right. It takes so long to do. Why not just get your basic lines where you want them to be with a projector? It's just so much easier to me. Also, didn't Da Vinci invent a projector and use it?
A lot of the
old masters used
did it.
projectors. Hey, Tiffany. What's up, Julie? Logan, Susan, Paula. So many fam. Thank you guys for coming in and seeing what we're arting today. Today it is portrait. If you're interested in this or any other pieces that we've done, or if you want to commission, shoot me a message through the website, artisttilldeath.com. Send me a message on here. Our cell number is on our website as well. You can also shoot me a DM here on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or Threads or probably LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. Tiffany says, I agree on a projector is just another tool. To me, it's no different than using a ruler. You know, that's true because, I mean, draw a straight line or you can use a straight edge. Oh, I'm glad you're getting to art again, Erin. The pups are adorable and congrats on getting married. Thank you. Thank you. We're loving it. Life is the same now that we're married, except for I'm having to jump through every hoop ever to get my name changed because I live in a state that's different from our driver's license. Long story. Such long story. Hello, Lois says, happy birthday, Jeff. So many happy birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay.
Normally I don't use white because it makes it look very cartoony. But since this is already somebody's artwork, it's kind of cartoony to me.
I super love the white highlights already. Well, they're so subtle.
This is just to kind of, if the paint goes over it, it kind of makes it lighter. And I just, when there is white, when there's highlight, you just don't paint there. So if there's some sort of white reference, then it's a little easier, and it kind of advances what you're doing, so you kind of see it already. You know, you kind of get that idea of, oh yeah, I like that. I like how it looks with this extra little oomph of brightness in there.
You know, it just makes sense because if you're shading in areas with charcoal for shadows, why wouldn't you shade in highlighted areas? So, Julie asks, I'm dying to know what paints Jeff uses in his airbrush. I got one back in April for my birthday, but not sure if I can just water down my acrylics. Can you guys hear him already, by the way?
Don't do that.
He's grabbing some paints to show you.
So, Golden has an airbrush paint. You can use this with airbrush. You can use it with paintbrush. You can, whatever. It's very bright, very thin for airbrush. It's perfect for airbrush. high flow acrylics, golden high flow acrylics.
A lot of people were using that stuff in like acrylic pours anyways. So you may already have some just around. Good Creation Spill says, happy birthday, Jeff. May God bless you with many, many more years of life to come. I agree. I hope that.
So I'm going to start with
Okay.
this teal color. And what I'm going to do, hopefully you can hear me over the airbrush. I'm just going to go in where there's dark areas, where it's just pretty much wherever you see some sort of dip or curve or shadow. I'm just going to hit that area. I'm not going to go in and, you know, hit it hard. I'm just going to make it. It's another one of those things like I just did with this pencil. So now I can see where it's a little darker, a little more. I think I like to do that because I like to see the process of it actually coming more to life, and it's almost less work when you do something like this, and you can kind of create your own style of how you lay down a pencil, how light or dark, or if you want to add a squiggle line, or I don't know, or add just lines like how they used to do pointillism or line work. And this airbrush is so smooth that you can just layer it, and it'll just kind of go on very smoothly. Then if you want, come back with a harder, darker, like a pen or a paint pen, whatever, and make it darker, or darken your paint. One or the other. That's completely up to you.
Can you guys hear Jeff better now?
And I don't know if, like, this is not the same color as this background. This is paint, like.
Oh my goodness, that one little of it just put it back. Like there's already
like
so
I
much
said,
depth.
I'm just doing darker areas just to kind of bring stuff forward, basically.
That makes sense. I feel like adding the shadows and highlights with a pencil also would get me like more excited to finish a piece, because for me, if I'm working on something and it's not getting to what I have in my head soon enough, I get real bored with it. Do you ever find that?
Yeah. And what I'm doing, like I said, I'm just doing it really light, and I'll come back with the hand stencil, like where it's a hard edge, like where the hair is and the cheekbone. I'll cover this side up and paint this way, so that you get a good, nice, defined, what is that, distance, so it does look like that's darker in back of her cheek.
Depth.
Makes it pop, yeah, the depth. And then especially with the eyes. And like I said, with airbrush paint, it's transparent. So it's very forgiving to the point of you can put it down. And what I mean, it's very forgiving, like on film, like you guys probably can't even see that, but it put it down.
I couldn't even see it in person.
Yeah. So don't, that's why I always start really light. You can always add more. You can't take away. It's like resin.
So Jerry wants to know what art school you went to.
It's called junior high and high school. And I did learn in math and English class how to draw. The old learn to draw in math and English class line.
Oh, that old story.
Yeah.
That's true, Susan. August babies have to celebrate each other. Hey, Toots. We miss you everywhere. Susan says, I get bored and tend to never finish too. I think that's a byproduct of our ADHD. Like, I mean, I think society today in general is very short attention span, but when you have ADD and ADHD, it's so much more intense. Not to downplay anybody else's impatience, but it's kind of ridiculous. I could go on a full long tangent about it, but I'm not gonna. Susan said, "You went to school of hard knocks."
Yeah, I don't like to say that. People say that, but
Effectively, yes, but he would never say it. Julie says, "OMG, we went to the same art school."
yeah.
Jeff loves to say that he went to different schools together with people. And I think it's just the cutest way of saying something like that. Thank you for everyone that's watching. Please don't forget to leave your thumbs if you like the video, whether it's up or down. I'm not bothered. Leave any requests you have down in the comment box, not the chat screen. And because I don't get notifications of what the suggestions are, so I can't go back and find them. Paula says that piece already looks awesome. Agreed. What's up, Rocky? I'm glad you made it live. Today it is airbrush, not resin. But it's still going to be amazing. So that there squiggly thing that Jeff has is a stencil. I want to zoom you guys in so you can really see what he's doing. But if we're honest, I'm going to zone out and forget where he's at, what he's working on. So you guys may have to remind me to move the camera. Jimmy says, I too learned how to draw in English class. TG says your stencil looks like a moose antler.
So slippery.
Just a few shadows has amazing impact. Agreed, Jenny. Also, how are you doing? You know how long it would take me to paint what he has right there? And we've been live for 17 minutes and 38 seconds. It would take 17 years and 38 months.
No, it wouldn't, babe.
.com. Can you just do my eyeshadow? You know, if I tried to
I don't understand why you tell me that when you do it just fine, babe.
It's a lot of things I do just fine, but like it better when you help me. Carrie says it's not fair. He makes it look too easy. Agreed. If I tried to paint subtle, like that cute little like fold under someone's eye, that little like sultry little, you know what I mean? If I tried to do that, it would look like a whole IKEA bag under someone's eye.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Oh. This doesn't help my wall art clocks or tables, but you guys are awesome and I learned so much. You could add airbrush to your tables and clocks. Using stencils is really great for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of applications when you airbrush for stencils, but one of them is that you could create an amazing marble finish using stencils and airbrush because you can mask off areas and get really hard lines and then kind of fade that out to be. Can we just do that one day? Can we just do airbrush marble one day? Because I feel like
I've never done it before though, right?
we change the whole game. Well, no, we haven't. But if we can make marble with a fluid medium like resin, and you used to do faux finishes, and you're Mr. Master Airbrush. That's my own title I have for him. He is a lot more modest. Why couldn't we do a demo on marble? Because ultimately, all you would do is mask off an area, spray it, like that subtle line that Jeff showed you guys, how it doesn't take much, and then shade it, pull the masking, do a drop shadow, and then add a white highlight, marble. But it's definitely not that easy to explain without a demo, but I will I'll do it. We'll do a demo.
Always be careful with your stencils, because remember, just hit it light, take a look at it, and if you like a little more, then you can just darken it back in, because once it's on there, you can really mess up a person's look. You know, you don't. It could be a little bit too much and make it not even look like that person. So.
Oh, you have another surgery next week? Well, I hope it goes well. I know it will, Jenny. Let's play a comment game. Comment something you can say both in the bedroom and in the art studio.
What?
It's tutor. I'm gonna take Jeff's turn. Oh my goodness, why is this so difficult? Ooh, why is this so hard? Boom. Nailed it, crushed it, killed it.
Man, just painting on canvas, it's so different than painting on
the cradle board,
because it's just.
Do you find that it's soaking up the paint?
No, it's just moving. Texture? It's just this, and then this support beam back here. Like, it's right on this lip. So if I'm doing this, I don't realize I'm pushing it down, and there's going to be a line right here if I don't be careful.
Oh, yeah, we've gotten spoiled with the cradle boards. By the way, no matter what artwork you're doing, if you want to pour on something that's sturdy, won't dip in the middle, won't bend when you airbrush, get some of our cradle boards for all your arting needs. See what I mean? Y'all teach me so much. We're happy to do it, Rocky. If you have any questions or requests, just let us know. This
green is really not making me happy.
Agreed, Julie. Hi guys, happy birthday, Jeff. Do you use paint that is specifically designed for airbrushing, or do you dilute acrylics?
This is the paint I use. It's called Golden High Flow Acrylic. It is specifically for airbrush.
Did you say why you don't recommend watering down your...
Because then it's just, it'll clog up your airbrush really bad, and it won't look like this at all.
It won't be as vibrant because you are essentially watering down an already watered down paint. Airbrush paints are a lot more pigmented. They're less likely to, like, how do you say, it's less likely to, they're not going to crack or craze, but they may not flow exactly how you want them to, and they can clog your airbrush. If you were going to use anything, I would go water, not even watercolor, like inks and dyes, not even dye, inks. But then too, those are really pigmented and you got to be careful. I mean, airbrush paint isn't that expensive if you compare it to high quality, just tube acrylics. Well, that just made a mess. I had that issue in the studio. This is amazing. You both are very talented. Just imagine if you two have kids, they'll be super talented. Find out one day, Jerry, but I'll tell you what, Jeff's son is not the biggest artist. He's sporty. So you never know what's going to
He's
pop
what?
out. He's 40.
Austin is 40?
40?
Oh, I was like 40. What?
No. I don't know if it's because of her hair wisping the way it is, or if it's because like it's aqua washed already, but she looks like she's a mermaid. But that also could be just me thinking. Everyone agrees with Jerry. Same, me too. Morning, everyone. Love watching Jeff spray paint and airbrush. You can see the concentration. Such a talented man. Nana, watching him airbrush is one of my favorite things. I'm such a fangirl. So, B, can you tell him about the? Oh, I'll do it. So right now he's using a stencil to like get a hard line for that hair. And he has stencils of many shapes and sizes.
And always be careful when you spray a heavy color that's dry, because this paint is really thin, so it takes a second for it to dry, because you will scrape it because it's very thin.
So on hand we have a low temperature heat gun for when we run into those situations where we need to like spot dry something really fast. All I use, but Hobby Lobby here stopped selling cradle boards. Well, Rocky, I don't know if you know this, but I too sell cradle boards, and I can get them done in any size, shape, thickness you want. I don't have the hookup with manufacturers that Hobby Lobby does, but I do run sales quite often. The particles in a regular acrylic are larger than those in high flow acrylic, causing the airbrush to clog. I am not sure, Jerry. I think it's a digital renderer, because when you look at it up close, it looks very AI, or maybe something out of like Procreate.
This?
Yeah.
I think it's like,
Well, it's not signed.
yeah. I got it off Pinterest.
We would gladly give credit to whoever did do the original piece. It's beautiful, but I think it is someone's AI vision. Merely, I'm only assuming that because it is not signed, and when you look up close to it, it looks very like digitally created. It could have been done in something like Procreate or like Adobe. No idea. However, if you really like that reference photo, I'm going to attempt a portrait in watercolor. And if it doesn't look like a pile of bacon, then I'll try to do.
Pile of bacon.
That's the thing in my head that was furthest from a portrait of a woman's face. Lily says it's really coming to life. I might have to watch this again in double speed. I'll see. I'll try to remember to download the video and hyperlapse it. For Yuns, it's like if you mixed Maleficent and The Little Mermaid together. A sped up short would be awesome. I don't know if I can condense it down to 60 seconds, but I can probably condense it. I don't know how long this is going to go, so who's to say? But I'll see if I can condense it down to maybe 5 minutes, depending on how long this rolls.
God, this eye is killing me. I'm like way too dark.
Well, it looks awesome from here and on camera.
Well, I'm gonna have to like go in with a dark, like a. This is gonna have to be more comic bookish.
I would watch any video or any linked hyperlapse of this. Well, thank you. So the left side's going to be all purpley, or you're going to work purple into. I'm just asking because.
Yeah, purple is the other side.
Okay. It's going to look so cool.
I think I'm gonna do this with a white, a really light colored teal, but I saw this guy on TikTok do this. He didn't finish the eyes, and he started doing like lettering, but it faded into. I know he had to have used the same color as he was using with his paintbrush, and it just looked like the face was going up into like a filigree look. Like it looked amazing, and I feel like I want to try to just come in with the hair like that, but maybe do like letters. I don't know. And this is just right now. This is just this dark part. All this is going to go darker. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
So bizarre. Like, I'd be buying everybody like celebration drinks if I had that much that looked like that. Isn't that right, Canvas? I'll buy you celebration water. You want a shot of water? I know you do. So if you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, I need more thumbs.
This airbrush works a little bit better than that other one.
That purple is just so nice. Sorry, you guys, if you can hear a whole bunch of painting in the background. I'm trying to keep Miss Man busy. You silly girl, you can't have that. Good enough for big girls. How fast does the airbrush paint dry?
It dries pretty fast. I mean, it's just sometimes if you, especially on a canvas, a slicker canvas, if there's a hard edge, like with the stencil, you could scrape it just because it's so thin.
You cannot have that mic, ma'am. She is trying to wrestle me with this mic. No. No. All right, don't get too hyped. Calm down. Such talent. You saw the little balloon dog in the window? I want to stone that. Thoughts? Mm-hmm. So in terms of how fast it dries, if Jeff were to be switching out the color every time, he was going to get a new one. So the time it takes him to pour the existing color back into the bottle, rinse the airbrush with water, it probably takes less than a minute. And his airbrush, depending on the humidity that he already has down, is typically dry by then. She wants to go live too. She's always live and 100. If she had a YouTube channel, that would be the name of it. Live and 100.
Okay.
I feel like if you didn't have a brunette reference photo in the corner, people would be like, that's a great portrait of Erica. And you know what? whoever this person is or isn't is gorgeous. So I would take it as a full compliment. You got your banana man. You got your banana man. Is that bananas? It is bananas. What's up, Julie? How are you doing today? Amazing, I hope. Hopefully it's not just a Monday. Because the eye looks so much darker in the purple side than the aqua side, it almost looks like she has a whiteout contact. It looks very creepy and very cool. I'll take it, Paula. I'll take it. Have either of you ever done artwork for an advertising? So I just did a digital piece for a company like last week. Jeff has done. Are you talking about digital work or IRL artwork? Because Jeff's done probably more things than I even am aware of, but he's done signage for a lot of companies.
I did a commercial for.
He did an Applebee's commercial.
Applebee's commercial, but it wasn't like they didn't. I just did a half of a mural, and then in the commercial, I was just like acting like I was painting it.
Were you really obsessive about the details of that? Because I know that when you watch commercials and people don't have paint on a paintbrush, you're like,
because I had another guy come in and help me do it. That he was a graffiti artist, so they wanted like more graffiti-esque look.
and then I've had pieces of artwork used for someone else's business after the fact and had to send them a cease and desist. Do you remember that strip club in Austin that used a lip piece for flyers? And we had to send him a letter.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm listening to this.
Jeff is so talented. Thank you, Julie. I completely concur. Paula, I appreciate. Jeff should do a painting of you as a mermaid. He has done, I have a couple of paintings in here of me, but none of them have a mermaid fin. One day. I could see this art for a big cosmetic company. Send me their marketing information, Jerry. I would love to do like big time ad work. I fear that a lot of that's going to go to AI, but I tell you what, AI still has no idea what they're doing with hands, and my husband can draw a mean hand. So
yeah, if I use a
whatever, it still looks regular and doesn't have 14 fingers. What color of purple is Jeff using? Isn't it a nice shade?
I threw them all away. I can't say that. I can't like. I literally don't know how to say that word.
Oh, it's the dioxane.
Yeah.
Whoop. Canvas, come here. Dioxazine. That's way wrong. Samsonite. Thank you, Donna, for reminding people to leave me your thumbs.
These lines are really messing with me on here.
They're throwing you off because they're not part of the reference?
What?
Because
These
they're
lines.
yeah, because they're not part of
Yeah, and then so then I think it's just a piece of like, yeah,
yeah.
it's just seen it.
You think that was correct? Sweet. So you guys know when you do like a pour painting, you get really honed in on an area of the piece sometimes. That's very much like how I imagine it is for when Jeff airbrushes. Like he sees blinder style in an area, and if something he's painting doesn't match his reference, then like I think his brain misfires, and much like mine would. Because Jeff works off of reference, which I wish I did better. Ow. I could see MAC Cosmetics using this artwork. MAC, if you're watching, what's up? Contact my management. Is that what the people say? For booking inquiries. Well, you should reach out to me because I'm the me and the management. Kathy Carr said, "Happy birthday, Jeff."
Thank you.
And this is gorgeous. I added the inflection, but that's what she said. Have your peeps call my peeps, right?
All right,
I just want to paint as good as he does. You know, it just takes like a lot of patience and repetition and practice. I guess I could give up sleeping more and then do that. Who is this gorgeous lady? It is.
Where is the circle template?
It is what I believe to be a digital piece of artwork. But also, give me a second.
I wish I had a darker version of this color.
You can drop some purple in it.
That's the problem with when you use a transparent color. It doesn't get darker. Well, it's darker, but it'll never be the solid dark as obviously a black.
Right.
You can layer them, but
I'd imagine only so much. Here's this, but it is not what you were looking for.
no, but could work.
Maybe that iris size was similar. I think it's under that thing that you're.
I thought so too, but I don't.
On. But I will find it. So yeah, I have no idea who the reference is of or where the reference truly came from. Jeff found the image on Pinterest. It did not have an artist handle. It was just shared as inspiration, and there is no signature. I think it's AI. I think it's like digitally generated piece just based on the looseness of it. But I'll see if I can find it. I'll do a reverse image search and see if I can find it. Jeff, I have a question. Would it have been easier to do the face of this lady and then do the all over color afterwards?
So at this point, I've kind of covered up a lot of those little white areas, those little white spots I made. This is where I like to come in with X-Acto blade and just get all those spots that I kind of, you know, just highlighted at that time. So then they stay white. With this area here, you want to try to do it in between the eyelashes because you want to keep those eyelashes there. And it's great because I'm just barely scraping back down to this color of the paint. Normally you'd be scraping down to white, but since it's this background, the color that's coming through makes it look a little bit more natural.
Yeah. Because if you looked at your skin, it's not just whatever your skin color is. There's like tonal difference.
And that's why I don't like to use white. I like to scrape it back down to whatever color the canvas is.
I'd imagine that's a lot the feeling that what is it, tattoo people have. They don't like, it's almost taboo to use too much white.
Well, yeah,
it's just looks better to just show the skin through. Have a
skin break, yeah.
So Julie did ask, would it have been easier to do the face and then do the all over color afterwards? So do you want me to answer that, B, or you want?
What?
Would it have been easier to do the portrait and then do all of your background color streaks?
No, not over this. Like you would paint over all this airbrush. Airbrush paint is like super, like if a spot of water got on here, it would take it away. What?
Canvas is trying to get Bowie to play. So the reason why it wouldn't work the other way around is because Jeff is using the application of the background painting. He's using that to accentuate the portrait that's on top of it. He wants those lines to show through. He wants the tonal differences to show through. And if you were going to do this afterwards, it'd be a lot more difficult. I mean, with what we used, because I guess you could do a watercolor wash, but you wouldn't get such striated level lines.
You know, yeah. Like, and if you watch a lot of,
I'll get him.
A lot of guys do a tonal color. They'll draw it on and then just paint the color. Let it dry and then add your darker, because it's kind of light. Like you don't paint a heavy dark color over it and you wouldn't be able to see your lines. So you could do that, but then you would have to go in and do all your detail, and unless that's how you wanted it to look, and you do that. But
Jeff's rendition is 100 times more appealing. Well, thank you, Paula. Julie said totally makes sense. What's up, Megan? How are you doing today? I know you think too much of the light or white highlights or whatever reads as cartoony, but I just love the glow that it gives.
Well, I still have to darken some areas in. So this is kind of what this does is it brings back those highlights to where you can see them and not paint in that area as well. And this is like killing me right here. I should have brought that down more. Darker.
If you run into a situation where you don't like it, can you just scrape it away and re-airbrush it?
That's not a good, like, it's not a, that wouldn't be good, because what I'm doing here, if you try to scrape away just a color like where it's at, you literally will, unless your paints are really opaque and you can just paint over that and you won't see it. Airbrush is a whole different thing.
Makes sense.
Like you really, you don't want to scrape anything away except for, you know, what you're intending to.
No, ma'am. Come here. Come on. Come here.
If you guys hear me giggling, I'm listening to a podcast in my ear.
Leave him alone. The big girl's too big now. She can hop over the couch. I can't block her off anymore.
This reference, this painting, whatever this is, doesn't have any highlights in the eyes, and I prefer to put them in there.
Come on, Bubba. Be sweet. Canvas. Are you going to do prints of this piece?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know how it's going to look after I'm done. I don't.
If the piece turns out to be something Jeff likes, he will do prints. If he hates it, he's going to ruin it before the feed is over. And that's just his process. But I'm loving how it's looking, and I hope he does finish it. And
I forgot, you can use eraser for stuff like this. Eraser is normally a little bit more, it's not so much. I guess it depends on your eraser, because I have an eraser, like a pen eraser. This is very coarse, and I could, I'll see if I can do this right here. No, you can't really tell on, you have to push, you can't even see that, but it did paint with a cradle board. You could, it's more noticeable.
yeah, you probably won't be able to tell because it's not going to erase back down to white.
Well, yeah, and this is giving, like it's literally giving, like I'm stretching out the canvas, which I don't like.
Oh, you can see that.
See it there, but it's a little bit softer, so you can have more of a gradual instead of such a hard, you know. That's what I want right there.
Bedroom saying
like
and
that
art
looks nice.
studio saying. It's crazy because you can still see that bridge shading right here.
I was like, what? And that's like that. Ooh.
Can I get you some in a drink?
No.
Have you ever sliced your canvas?
One time.
How many?
One time. I've done it once.
Oh, I thought you said a ton of times.
Wow. No, you get to know exactly how you know how hard to scratch. Now, if you use a cradle board, it's a little different. But then at the same time, you don't want to scratch all the way down to the board. Then it'll be a completely different color, and then it will ruin your whole painting. I mean, if you choose to do all of your highlights, man, I think it would be kind of fun, you know, get a little texture and just continue it throughout the whole piece, make it cohesive. I think that would be nice.
Have you ever done a relief style piece, B? Like you essentially just like put charcoal on an entire sheet of whatever you're working on, and then you
No.
just erase. Is the underpainting acrylics?
Yeah.
Yes, he used tube acrylics, just really cheap ones. I think they're by Arteza. Not that Arteza is super cheap, but it is more affordable than a lot of other paints. And he just kind of painted back and forth until it was blended.
Show them the brushes. Brushes are right there on the thing. I did it one time on a live.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are going to get mad at me for.
Oh, you don't have to take, just, I would have just showed it to them.
So he put a bunch of real cheap paintbrushes on this MDF, and then he just goes back and forth till it's smooth all the way across. But I do believe we have a video of that process somewhere on the tube of you. He has the cutest little giggle. Does anyone have any questions on airbrush, acrylics, relief artwork?
Relief artwork?
You're doing relief right now.
No.
Or sgraffito. It's just,
I just basically, and I have this saying where it's paint what you see, is basically just scrape what you see as, even if you don't think, I've always said this to people, if you don't think it matters, still do it, because it definitely will make a big difference. That's what I always tell people, that if you want to take your artwork to a whole nother level, do what you don't think matters. If you think, I don't have to put that there, do it, because it will definitely matter. Even if people don't see it, you'll see it. Other artists will see it. People that pay attention to detail will see it.
bye TG, thank you for the hour.
Thank you, TG.
Julie wants to know what you're listening to that's making you giggle. His giggle is so contagious.
It's a podcast called Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. It's not for everybody. We'll just say that.
They definitely push some boundaries.
They're comics.
They're not shock comics, but they're just not concerned that much. You know what I mean?
They're with the whole woke thing, and they're just old school comics that know what comedy is, and what people are just being funny.
So a lot of times he'll listen to stand-up or podcasts or EDM. Lee Reynolds says, happy birthday. It's my birthday too. Happy birthday, Lee.
Thank you very much, y'all.
Julie says I like the David Spade Dana Carvey podcast. I bet that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I think I just subscribed to them.
What podcast do you guys usually listen to, or stand-up comedians, if you feel like sharing? No pressure. No pressure. You mad because your treat's empty?
See, I'm getting too much into this white.
I know you're going to end up covering half of that with your dark.
But
it looks so
all
good.
of this matters. Like doing this to the eyebrow, like just doing some of these lines.
Oh, you may have to move that up if you're on an eyebrow.
And then you go back over it. It just gives it more depth. It just gives it more like that. What?
I have been very on top of zooming in on the areas you're working on.
So I just barely.
Okay, man, come on.
Barely scraping, just enough to show an eyebrow. And then when you go back over it with some color, it'll make it look like there's, you know,
back.
Little air stuff underneath.
What's up, JJ? Matt Rife is your favorite right now?
Oh man, I don't know if I have his, but I always watch all his little clips.
Pablo Francisco is funny. I like when he does the old school movie intros. I'm not sure I know who Pablo Francisco is, but I'm going to have to check him out. He's old school.
He has a voice. He used to do a voice thing.
Baron of Botox. It's true crime. Listen. I listen to true crime stuff 24 hours out of the day.
This is where you really have to be careful doing hair. Always keep this flat. I don't recommend doing this, but I think it's fun.
It looks so good when you do that, though. What is Jeff doing right now? Kind of reminds me of scratchboard art. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. It's just like normally you would do this pretty much during you're doing the hair so that you can make it more transparent. You know, there's hair underneath. And then at the very end, when you want to get those little wisps that are over something that, boink, yeah, you know.
You love true crime. That's what you art to? Listen, okay, so I've been playing with an idea of doing a paint and crime or a paint and cult or a paint and mystery video. But I didn't know if that's something that you guys would even be interested in, where I would tell you guys about a true crime or cult or mystery case that I have been studying, researching, and binging. I don't know if that's something you would want to, because I already get enough feedback where people are just upset because I don't talk enough about what my art process, that I'm too chatty outside of the art. So I didn't know if that is something that you guys would be interested in. Like right now, I've been like super into Lucy Letby in Australia. Wait, no, in the UK. What's that other lady's name in Australia I've been following lately?
So now's the time when you kind of want to use this more for the dark areas, detailed, because you've done all this work to it. And you want these dark parts to get a little bit darker. These areas stay a little lighter. So your hand stencils are, I'd say they're really important. You're not, getting it super dark. You're just making them a little bit darker. I need to have this reference over here. Always keep your reference close.
Her name is Erin something. Anyway, she's in Australia. She tried to kill her in-laws or ex-in-laws by murder mushrooms.
Annoying.
Julie says, did you follow the Murdoch murders? Girl, I could tell you so much about the Murdoch families just because of how deep I get into a story, and then I want to know everything. I want to know all the things. I want to know what's not like popular knowledge. I want to know
really
what's
like this
mainstream.
to be a lot darker.
You need what to be a lot darker?
This paint. That's the good thing about doing with this is you can darken it like. But this airbrush is driving me insane. It's not like allowing me to do like really tiny stuff here.
Jeff, do you ever do airbrush booths at fairs, festivals,
No.
craft shows?
I used to do that in a mall and in flea markets, but I would never. Man, that is a whole different ball game.
Whole different ball game to do when you were doing when you had a booth in the mall. No, not a booth. It was a shop in the mall. But yes, sometimes he will paint live though. He'll airbrush live. Like on Labor Day, we're going to be doing airbrush hats live at a Labor Day pool party at an establishment called the Lorenzo here in Dallas. If you're in the area, hit us up. Come find us. You're going to be listening to the one about the Ramsey girl. I really wish they would have done a better job with that crime scene. I feel like the police there super goofed. If you have any questions about Jean-Benet Ramsey, I don't know everything, obviously, wasn't there, but I done my homework. Evelyn says, happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank you.
The Idaho case, that one's different. Like, I can't decide if he wanted to hurt them because they, like, is he an incel? Did he dislike them because he, like, tried to hit on one of them?
Are you talking to me?
No. Did he murder them because he wanted to see if he could get away with it because he's going to school and has studied? I don't know.
I feel like I'm just adding paint where paint doesn't need to be because this is just not getting dark enough for me.
Looks
and
pretty,
this.
Looks pretty depthy on camera.
I don't understand where my...
Emily D. Baker is a full genius. She reminds me a lot of Jen, Armad Jen. She has very the same or similar type of like affect and verbiage. Very the same. Very similar.
So what I'll probably do is I'll get this paint, add a little bit of maybe like purple, just because I'm using purple to this side. Hey, weirdo.
Calm yourself, ma'am. I know it's over here somewhere. And I think it's under that
I
board.
guess another thing too, I'm not used to painting with colors like this and this. I'm used to doing portraits with this.
And in black and white.
Yeah, black and white
sepia.
paint.
No one watching is upset about how this piece is going. I also watched the behavior panel if you're interested at all in like body language and interrogation tells. Those guys are amazing. That's pretty awesome, Paula.
All right, so.
Right, Julie says, I think it was the latter. He's obsessed with it and thought he knew how to do it better than other serial killers. But like, you think he would have known how many people lived there because he did so many drive-bys of the place. So it's not that he didn't know that there were like 2 more people that lived in the house regularly. And if that one roommate opened the door and essentially watched him walk out for, you know, a number of seconds, I don't know. I don't know how he didn't know that there were other people in the house. I don't know. I'm just excited for like all the info to come out. Oh, you like Chase? Chase is fun.
I'm going to try to just use a brush for...
Ooh, we're moving on to paintbrush.
Well, just this. I probably should have done this first, which normally I don't like to do. But with you know, using these paints,
What kind of paintbrush are you using?
just a little detail brush.
I was going to say liner. Okay, it's a detail brush. The behavior panel. Stuck in my head now. Julie. I think probably Scott's my least favorite on the behavior panel. Mainly because he always goes last and all he ever says is, well, you guys got it all. But they all are very specialized in what they know. Very talented group of people. Well, I don't know, Julie. Idaho murderer is, you know, still alive in custody. Maybe he'll try to play a game, Hannibal Lecter's, not Hannibal Lecter style, but like think he's smarter than everybody and then get got. You know what I mean? JJ says it's one thing to draw well or airbrush well. It's a whole other ballgame to do it all well. Jeff has skills.
Thank you, JJ.
I agree. He does all the things super well. Man, that looks nice. This one is on canvas, which Jeff is not the most thrilled about because it keeps bowing, but
should have just done this first, and now I don't want to do the other side.
well, while
I just want to
everybody,
start using like a paint pen and like doing like fun stuff. And
but you always get like too wild when you start doing.
there's a different color.
You can't even see it on camera. I could see how that would be my eye. I'd take it. Julie says, follow your gut. Jeff paints like sultry bedroom eyes like nobody's business.
It's not the same color either.
I never stick with the plan. I really like that color that's like in the middle of where the purple and aqua are. Like where those two shades are coming together. It's nice. Got another person asking about prints of this one. Possibly. Sticking with the plan is hard. I feel like the longer it goes to finish a piece, the more risky it is that you could go off track. You know what I mean? Which isn't always necessarily a bad thing. But then again, it's 50-50 on if you flip the script on your plan and you just kind of go rogue. Either it's going to be more awesome than you thought it was, or you're going to be mad at yourself for not sticking with it.
I don't know.
However, that being said, I feel like even if it doesn't go how you want it to go, I feel like you could work a piece long enough to bring it back to tolerable.
Oh, that's white. Yeah, I don't like that at all either.
Oh, I do.
See, I just like doing stuff then it. I just want to add to this and
Julie says I'm ADHD, so it's hard to not follow my thoughts and stay with what I know I should do, if that makes sense. Julie, we're very much on that same page with you.
See, this is not working right.
Even actual airbrush paint can kind of clog up an airbrush, let alone it being, if it were acrylic paint. It looks so good. My battery's down to 10%, children. I'd plug my phone in while we're doing this, but the mics are plugged into it. Oh yeah, if he doesn't finish it, I'm claiming it and I'm gonna add my style to it. Hey, calm down.
They only have to use their feet. Andrew Santino always talks over Bobby. Like he goes, "Let me talk." He goes, "Okay," and then he starts it over again, and he interrupts him.
Evelyn, then your granddaughter is gorgeous, but having met you in person, I already know that she would be. Ugh. She's a wrestler.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know why that's like that.
Where would that have even come from? Oh, did you charge your...
Yeah.
Hey, stop ripping up your toys. Oh, she's a wrestler for WWE?
What?
Evelyn's granddaughter is a wrestler for WWE, and she looks like this person that you're painting. Did she ever wrestle in Dallas? I'd go watch her. Oh, was. That is a lovely accent purple.
See, I'd rather this be like a paint. Like a...
What do you guys think about that pop of bright purple? I love it. Love it.
God. I think I just have this up too high.
Do I need to turn your air down?
No.
Ugh. I mean, if we're honest, purple's my favorite color, so you could really have painted just a pile of bacon, and I'd be like, yep, I love it. Yeah, the pinkish purple is so nice.
Mhm.
That eye, right? The eye.
It's not giving me that. I think I have it turned up too much, so.
Oh. So now it looks like there's like pops of neon somewhere. Like there's a purple light hitting her. Love it. Some highlights. Yes. Yes.
No, I don't like that at all. I think my problem is like, it's getting too sci-fi-y.
It's a purple and blue portrait.
You know, that's not what I was wanting though.
Well, you're the only one that doesn't like it. If you don't like it, I don't know how you like it or don't like it or whatever.
Okay.
Take a break.
Yeah, where's the...
What big girl? You can't have this mic. Well, my phone's dying anyway. So do you want to take 5 and then I'll time lapse the rest of it when you want to finish it, or are you going to work on it now?
I don't know what I'm gonna do to it. That's the thing is I don't. When I do something like this, I don't never know what it's gonna look like, and I want to just keep doing stuff to it, and then having an audience it's difficult because I can't say or do it's different. It's a different hope. It's a different thing.
Right. Well, I'm down to 5%. So you got like 5 minutes of. I'm just saying 5 minutes of having an audience. Jeff is his own worst critic. I mean, aren't we all? It's absurdly gorgeous. I agree. I have seen the new CP sparkles. I have some. But I'm waiting on my stock for the shop before I show them to you guys. I mean, it's like an aerosol glitter, but a mica. Oh no, I thought you were talking about those like the pump sparkles that they just got. All right, you guys, I think we're taking a break here for the day. I'm hungry. I know he's probably hungry and my battery's about to die. But if he decides to do more work on it, then I will film for you guys and I'll post whatever he decides to do with it. Promise, swear. So thank you guys for all of you staying tuned in so long. Evelyn, I have some of the Color Passion, like fine sparkle fluoros. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. So thank you guys all for seeing what we're up to today. I super love this piece and I'm glad you guys do too. If you have requests of something you want us to art next time, leave us a comment down in the description. But till then, be kind to one another because you never know what someone's going through. And always remember, we do the test so you don't have to. And it makes Bowie happy when you guys come in and say hi. Isn't that right, Bubba? You're getting groomed this week. Yes, you are. And big girl. 28 whole pounds over there. All right, you guys, have an awesome evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central. Get all your cradle boards and resin stuffs from our site, artisttilldeath.com. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. He said bye.